just send a message called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you go with the standard queue, there is no order. There is no guarantee of order. So you will get sometime 5 first, 4 first, or sometime after 4 it is 2. So there will be a zigzag order. There is no order guarantee, but it will try its best. There is no order, but it will, guys, but it will put best effort to put it in order, but no guarantee. Guys. These are all the properties, characteristics of standard queue. You will get it in certification questions. Yeah. Yes, Piyush, right. Standard queues provides best effort of ordering. So it is not guaranteed. It will try its best to put it in order, but it will not. It is not guaranteed. So can I say this here? Messages are delivered at least once. At least once it will deliver, but it might chances of having multiple duplicate also. Messages are delivered. So delivered at least once. At least once. Let's talk about FIFO, guys. What is full form of FIFO? First in, first out. Whoever came in, it has to be out first. Right? Is first in, first out. So guys, here it doesn't have unlimited number of transactions, but it has something called 300 transactions per second, TPS, but with high throughput, very speed. With high throughput. And in FIFO, duplicate messages are possible. Duplicate messages are not allowed. Strictly not allowed, because it is first in, first out concept. So this has order. Guys, it has order because it is FIFO. There is no best effort here. It is strictly order. Who will do the best efforts to put it in order? Standard queue. But this FIFO guy, it is strict in order. There is no effort. It is completely, perfectly strict in order. And messages are delivered once or exactly once. Messages are delivered exactly once. There is no chances of having duplicate messages. You understood the differences between standard queue and FIFO queues, guys? So based on these characteristics, developers will choose based on the requirement whether they want to go with standard queue or FIFO queue. About the timings and object delivering, I'll talk about now here. See, guys. Do you understand? Just now I discussed about visibility timeout. Visibility timeout meaning the time which the message is invisible inside the queue. Visibility timeout. Yes, visibility timeout. This is our certification question. What is the default visibility timeout that we have discussed? 30 seconds. But minimum 0 seconds. Maximum is 12 hours. Guys, minimum immediately it can consummate, but the thing is here, maximum how many hours the visibility timeout can have? 12 hours. Yes, in certification they will be asking these minimum maximum values. Keep that in mind. So visibility timeout by default it is 30 seconds. Minimum is 0 seconds. Maximum how much? How much time that consumer can hold the messages? 12 hours. And then we have something called message retention period. Message retention period meaning for how long messages will be inside the queue. By default, if no consumer is consuming it, by default you will have 4 days. Minimum 1 minute. maximum, I think it is 40 days. So how many days the messages can be there inside the queue? By default 4 days, maximum 14 days, minimum 1 minute. And what is the message size, maximum size? Maximum message size. Maximum message size is 256 KB. One message can be up to 256 KB. Right? And then we have a property called receive message wait time. Receive message wait time. Retention period. How long the message will be available inside the queue if the consumer is not processed? That is called retention period. How long the messages will be there inside the queue. Guys, so receive message wait time. Receive message wait time meaning, let's say there is a concept called short polling and long polling. Let's say, for example, I said Babji, there is my friend coming. Go to please bus stand and then get that person exactly at 9 o'clock. So what Babji will do is, Babji will go exactly at 9 o'clock, right? Exactly at 9 o'clock, and he'll see no one is there, and he'll come back and says that, sir, yes sir, no one is there. And there is another guy who is here, Rohit. Right? Rohit, I told Rohit, please go and get the person. He will come at 9 o'clock. So Rohit will go and he'll go at 9 o'clock and he'll wait for some time and he'll get that person and then he'll come back to me. So the one which Babji has done is short polling. And the one which Rohit has done is long polling. Which one do you feel it is better? Short polling or long polling? Long polling is much better. So that's the reason here, the same thing. So the consumer will also the same thing. So here, the consumer will go to the queue and see if the messages are not there, and if there is no messages, he'll come back. That is short polling. Whereas long polling meaning, consumer will go to the queue and it will wait for maximum 20 seconds. How much? Maximum 20. Don't think that it will wait for hours and hours. It will take, if it is hours and hours, then it's very difficult. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. So long polling meaning here 20 seconds. So that means the consumer can wait up to 20 seconds there. And then next property we have it here called delivery delay. What is that called? Delivery delay. So delivery delay meaning if producer sends any messages, if the producer sends any messages to the queue, how long the queue should not be available, how long the messages should not be available to the consumer, right? For how long? So that is called delivery delay. So by the time if any message comes, default immediately within 0 seconds that will get consumed. If you don't, that is default, and minimum is also 0 second. And if you don't want to get it consumed immediately and you need to wait, you can wait up to, the message can wait up to 15 minutes. That message will be in invisible state for 15 minutes. After that, it will be visible, and the consumer can, or any application can take that message. Guys, do you understand these properties? These properties are very important whenever you try to create a queue. And these are the things that you will get it in your certification questions. Delivery delay. Delivery delay meaning, let's say a producer has sent a message to the queue, and producer will say, hey producer, hey consumer, don't be available to any, hey message, don't be available to any consumer for 15 minutes. You say, yes sir. So that message will go inside the queue, and that message will not be available to any consumer. It will be in hidden state for 15 minutes. After that, it will be in available visible state, and the consumer will pick it up. That is called delivery delay. Okay, Mandeep? Mandeep? Right. And then here we have a concept called DLQ. DLQ meaning dead letter queue. Dead letter queue. So dead letter queue is, let's say here we have a producer and then consumer. Okay. Producer and this is consumer. Okay. And in between we have a queue. Okay. So these producers started sending the messages. Guys, see here. So what this guy will do is, these messages will be pulled by the consumer. These messages will be pulled by the consumer, and it will consume it, and it will send it back to some database or wherever it is. Let's say for example, due to visibility timeout or due to some problems, the consumer has not consumed the message. That means the consumer will put it back, the message to the queue. Yes, it will put it back, and the consumer will again consume it, and the consumer will again consume the message. Some problem, again it will put it back. Again it will try to consume it. Some problem, again it will put it back. Guys, how many times that it will try to consume it and put it back, you can define it. That is called redrive policy. That is called redrive policy. So if you mention the redrive policy as 5, right? That meaning it will redrive 5. Just in case, if it is not after 5 times, what will happen? It has retried 5 times. After 5 times, what will happen is, guys, here. So, okay. So after 5 times, all these messages which are problematic messages, which are not consumed properly, all these messages can be sent to a separate queue called, that is also a queue, but we just named it as DLQ, dead letter. Name is just call it as DLQ, and it will mark it as that, meaning the messages will be not some problematic messages will be pushed into this queue, and these developers, what they do is they'll go inside this dead letter queue, find out what the problem is, and they will process it manually. This is called dead letter queue. So redrive policy would be maximum you can have, reiterations can be maximum 1000 times also, but you need to watch out the latency. Regional. It is regional. If I don't say anything, it is regional. 300 TPS, 300 transactions per second, I have written here. Transactions per second. So for 1 second, how many transactions you can have it? Maximum 300. But whereas in standard queue, it is unlimited. SQS is regional. So SQS, guys, is very simple. It's serverless. It's completely managed by AWS. So all the developers, what they do is they'll just go and simply create a queue inside it, and they'll start using it from your Lambda, like, it will be like this, so here the client will be there. So client will send the request, some API call. It will come to this API gateway. I'm talking about the developer point of view. So API gateway, from API gateway, you can send it to Lambda or Beanstack here, Lambda, or you can send it to Beanstack, your application, right? And then you can have, and then from Lambda, whatever is processed, you can send it to your DynamoDB, or you can send it to RDS, right? You can send it to RDS here like this, RDS. And from API gateway, whatever the data you send to Lambda, you can send it from Lambda, you can send it to queues also, SQS queues. It's depend upon the requirement. It's how the architectures will look like. So based on your application, what the application should do, right? Based on what your application should do, that can be done using this formats. Yes, messages can be sent from your IoT applications to Lambda, and from Lambda, whatever the code that you have written, that will be processed and it will send it to your Dynamo or SQL, whatnot. These are all the integrations that you can do. Basically, someone is asking what is the job of the developers. These are all the things the developer will be doing it. Clear, guys? So SQS is a part of the entire architecture for the developers. Maybe if you are interested, maybe in the end of the course, if you are interested how to do all this connectivity with API Gateway Lambda, so we can use, latestly I have used a concept called email sending. You can do it right away now because you have knowledge of it. Email sending using this serverless concept. How to send email in AWS using serverless, right? So guys, you can, using SCS, we can send, guys, we can be using SCS, we can send all, these are all the developers, these are all the things that developer will do. So they'll connect all these things. They'll use this SCS for SMTP addresses and all, and then they will be sending it to the first API gateway, right? You can integrate S3 also. In S3, you can have email form. Okay, I'm just giving an example. So you have a contact form here, HTML page, contact.html page. You can put it, right? So the client will hit this contact.html page, and from here in contact.html page, you will be calling some API gateway here, and from API gateway, you will be calling some Lambda functions, and Lambda function will call not SQS here, SES, right? And then he'll send an email, and if you want to store all these things, send it to DynamoDB, and email will be sent to the customer, right? So lots of interesting things will be, it's depend upon you, and you know how to set up all these things. But Lambda, you know, we have done for the Lambda. API gateway is also very straightforward. I can share the links maybe in the end of the class, how to set it up, all these things. Beanstack, we have done it. RDS and Dynamo, surely we go into it. It's just based on the integration. Very good, Srikar. Well said. You can get many articles, guys, using this AWS services, integrating with the code. Manidip, we can have one class with video on. Okay, so let's at the end of the course, not now. Yeah. So got this, guys? You understood? You got an idea what the developers will do and how to integrate all these things? Everyone? Right? So it's up to you. Should I show you a small demo on SQS, like how to create a queues on the console? Yes, let's go ahead. Let's not leave a single thing also. So let me log in. Okay. So let's go to SQS. It's very simple. Nothing much here. See here, so the producer concept. So you have the producer concept, and producer will be sending all the messages. It can be producer, can also be an application, microservices, or any other AWS services, IoT application, sensors, whatnot. So everything here, and then from here it will be sent to your SQS, and from here, from the consumers will be processed. The same thing what we are also using it in our company. Like, so producers are our ships. So ships, we have the sensors in the ships, and ships, the sensors will send the data to the satellite, and then from the satellite we'll get all the data to our systems, and it will go to the SQS, and all the messages will be stored in the SQS. And from here we have an application on the Beanstalk, and we'll get all the messages processed and put it in the backend database. And from the database we have the reporting applications where we'll send it to the captains on the ship to analyze their ship data. That's how we do it. So okay, let's go ahead and create a. You see, there is nothing much here. It's direct step forward. Guys, you see, this NASA is also using it. The same thing what we are using it. Here, all your image and video library can easily, thousands of images and all those things will be done, will be processed using this SQS. Whenever you see decoupling, incoming jobs and all, guys, keep this in mind. It is SQS. Decoupling meaning SQS. I don't know what is this. Okay, this is a company, EMS, yeah. IoT related, yeah. Yes. Do you see that 256 KB? So everything, whatever you see that we have discussed already here. FIFO. Exactly once. Got that? Huh? All these things that we have discussed. Okay, let's go ahead. So, and that too, you can, SQS, you can get 1 million requests free for each month for the free trial. 1 million requests. Got that? So let's go and create a queue. Click on create queue. So once you click on create, put this in mind. Once queue is created, after that you cannot change it. You cannot change the type of the queue from standard to FIFO. So at the time of creating, please keep the of course you can delete and create it again. It's very easy. So guys, here it is standard and here it is FIFO. Which one do you? So by default, which one is the? What is the default queue? Standard. So the reason why here it is selected here the standard. Standard meaning we have learned this at least once delivery and it is best effort ordering. But whereas in FIFO, first in first out and exactly once processing. So whichever you want as per the requirement, you just go and select that. Let's go for the standard. But here standard doesn't need any extension. But if it's FIFO, the extension should be .FIFO. Write this down. Extension should be .FIFO. I'll write this here. .FIFO. So I'll go with the standard and I'll call it as my first queue. Okay. And then this is all the things that we have discussed. Visibility timeout, message retention period, delivery delay, maximum size, receive wait time, and their minimum and maximum values that we have discussed. Yes or no? So based on your requirement, you please change it. For now it is all the default things that you have here. Okay. Once give one line info, best effort. Best effort ordering, yeah. Best effort ordering meaning if the message is coming, okay, let's say producer has sent a message like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He sent a message, producer has sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the time it reaches the queue, it reaches like this. Is it right? So you will have a duplicate messages 4, 4, and sometimes there is no order at all. And the consumer will be consuming without any order here. No order. Okay. That is called best effort ordering. It will try it. I'll show you now live actually. So access policy, guys, if you need to have any access permissions, like only the queue owner has to send the messages or anyone can just send a message, you just select this. And dead letter queue I'll show you soon. And encryption, if you want encryption, encrypt it, and otherwise leave it. So that's all guys here. So just give a name and just give the configuration whether based on what we have discussed here, and click on create queue. So queue has been created. See, the queue has been created. So this is a standard queue, and when it is created and the message is available, there are no messages inside it, and messages in flight, that meaning processing, there is no processing messages, and there is no deduplication, and then encryption we haven't enabled. So should we send a messages from here? Let's go inside it. You can select it and then click on send and receive messages. You can edit, delete it, and if you go click on it, this is the URL that you should give it to your producer to send the messages, to receive it. And if you see this here, you can edit, delete, purge meaning delete all the messages, send and receive message. If you click on this send and receive messages, this is where you can see, you can send a message, you can receive message from the queue. No, you cannot. I told you, once the queue is created, you cannot modify it. You can edit it on what we have discussed. If you click on edit, all these configurations, access policies can be edited. Nothing before to standard. No. Okay, guys. So let's start sending a message here. Send message and receive message. I'm sending it. So let's say, for example, hello. I'm sending a message called hello. Delivery delay. What is the maximum delivery delay, guys? 15 minutes. I am not setting any delivery delay. Send message. I'm sending a second message also. Choose message 2. Send message 3. In general, in your real time, your applications will be sending it, but I am sending it here itself to show you how to send it. I am sending 5 messages. I sent 5 messages, guys. How many messages I sent? 5. If you come back and if you see, I should say how many messages I have got. 5 messages here. 5 messages are there. So 5 messages are available, but it's not consumed. 5 messages are available, but it's not consumed. How to consume it? Actually, your application will consume it automatically by the developers. But if you want me to show you how to consume it, receiving is nothing but consuming it here. See, 5 messages are available. I am polling for the messages. Poll. See, I am getting the messages here bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, guys, I have received 5 messages here. So this is hexadecimal format. Developers will be using this hexadecimal format to analyze, to receive, and all these things. But here, see which one arrived first. There is no order. Okay, let's see what is this message. See here, the first message is 5th message. Is that good? The second message is second message. The third message is first message. Guys, do you see? Is this ordering? Is it in order? There is no order at all. This is the live example of this standard. But when you go to FIFO queue, there is strict, perfectly ordered there. Got this? Guys, I have just polled the messages. That meaning consumer have received the messages. If I delete it, that meaning I have consumed it. So no, because as from the application point of view, they will poll the messages. Consumed meaning that is deleted, and then it is pushed into the backend database. Got this, guys? Have deleted, that meaning consumed. You understood how to I'll receive, see, message is now 0. There is no messages left. It is like in flight. It is a repository. The messages will come inside this, and then application will take it and clear it. That's all, and will become 0 only. Got that? How to send create a queues, and then how to write. So now I'll create another queue to show you dead letter queue. Okay. So I call it as my second queue. I'll create a queue. Then for dead letter queue, we need to create a queue also, right? Separately. I'll create another queue called my DL. Okay. sorry, first I need to, guys, I created another queue called dead letter queue. Now I'm creating a queue called my second queue. Something. If you come here bottom, you can select letter queue. Which one is your dead letter queue? Use existing one. See, my DL queue. And maximum receives. This is called retry policy, guys. This is called retry policy. Maximum I'll put 4. Okay, I'll put 5. No, I'll put 4. Okay, how many ever you want. Create queue. What's that? You must wait 60 seconds after deleting a queue before you can. Oh, okay, 1 minute I need to wait. Okay, tick, 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 tick. Boom, tick, 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 tick. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom. No. Okay, so I'll wait a minute. So, and then I'll create my second queue now. My second queue, and then giving the details of my dead letter queue. Letter queue. And then maximum receive times 4 times. Boom. Okay. So now my queues has been created. Okay now. So now here, guys, in my second queue, I'll start sending the messages. See now. Send messages. I'm sending. When, hello, queue, 3, 4, 5. I'll send 6 messages I have sent. Okay. So I go back and I see in my second queue how many messages are there, guys? 6 messages are there. Okay. Now I will try to receive it. So go inside the second queue. Go inside the second queue and send and receive messages. Guys, in receive message, I'll poll it. Guys, I'm polling it. See, 1 receive count. How many times I'm polling it? First time I'm polling it. Did I got 6? No, I'm stopping. Stopping. There is some problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got all 5. I stopped the polling. I have not consumed it. Yes, I have not consumed it. I'm polling it. So that meaning my receive count is 2. And I'm stopping it. Due to some problems, I have not consumed it. And now polling it. What is the receive count now? 3. So 3 times consumer is polling it, and it's not able to consume it. I'm just reproducing that issue. Guys, I'm again polling it. What is the receive count that we have mentioned for the DLQ? 4. See, I'm stopping it. Now guys, if I poll the message again, will the messages will be here for me? Where does the messages will go now? The messages will go to that letter queue. So now I'm polling it. See, I'm polling. No message is coming. So no message is coming. So because it has reached that receive count, and if I go back to the queue, I should be able to see all the messages inside my DL queue. See? So that meaning consumer has some problems. It has put the messages back to the queue here automatically. And then here, if you go for the DL queue and if you receive it, all the messages will be there, and all these people, developer will go here and find out, kya macha, kya hua re, kya problem? Okay, you have the problem, huh? Okay, done. So what is this re? Okay, you also have problem. So they will consume it, all these things, and then once it is consumed, the message will be deleted from the queue. This is how the developers will be doing from the queue point of view. And you have some, so if at all you need to subscribe for any topic, you subscribe it. Remember, we have a subscription already. There is a topic called so DynamoDB, all these things and all topic 9M batch. So you just select it. If there is anything happening inside this queue, you will receive a messages. notifications. And I told you that from SQS, if you want to trigger some Lambda functions, you can it. Delta key, we have seen it. Monitoring, you can check how many messages are coming, going, etc., etc. How many receives, all the things you can get monitored. You can tag it, who want to access what, and then you can enable it. Purge meaning deleting the queue, deleting the messages is called purge. Guys, clear? Yes, deleting all messages is called purge. So once you have done it, so delete the queue. This is how you delete the queue. I'm deleting the queue. But I'm telling one interesting thing, guys. Let's say in your company you have the queue. In your company you have the queue. Don't ever go here and then receive it from here. Once it is received, you have received from here, no other consumer will receive it again, because you have thinking that some consumer has already, because you are manually consuming it. So don't do these nasty things. So leave it for the developers. If you don't know here how to handle it, don't do it. That's why there are few services which are developers related, let developers handle it. And if they ask you how to get the queues, how to manage it, so you should know how to set up the queues and how to manage it, everything. This is how we will be doing it. Clear, guys? So please take a photo. Okay, so if you need this developers, you can just take it. Yeah, Mazhar bhai, thanks. All good. Now coughing, so I used to teach batches, right? So lots of meeting, shouting, teaching is not an easy job, right? All the time. I have back-to-back classes, so my voice box is a little bit shaky sometimes. Yeah, great. So yeah, what's the difference between SQS and Kinesis? Kinesis is data streaming, Srikar. Kinesis is data streaming. SQS is messages. If you want to stream the data live, or if you want to stream the data, and if you want to video streaming, data streaming, you can do it from the Kinesis. Yeah. Great. So guys, can you give the final CC for today on this topic? So that is all, guys, for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next important database topic. Until then, take care, bye-bye, have a nice day. See you tomorrow, stay safe.